What is good, YouTube? We are back with another video, and in today's video I don't have a shoe in front of me, so you know what that means. I'm not reviewing a shoe. Kind of self-explanatory. But in today's video I want to talk about the Nike and Foot Locker situation. So rumors have been surfacing that Nike has already started to pull out of some smaller retailers, and now there's rumors that Nike is going to pull out of all retailers and go exclusively on Nike.com and Nike sneakers, which would obviously be very detrimental to stores like Foot Locker and Champs and JD Sports, Finish Line, all those stores. Because when I walk into a Champs, the only thing I see, 90% of the shoes I see are all Nikes. I see a few pairs of Adidas shoes, a few pair of Puma shoes or something or another, but 90% of the shoes I see are Nikes and Jordans. So if Nike pulls out of those stores, what are those stores going to sell? They're likely, they might not go out of business, but there definitely won't be a Foot Locker in every single one of your cities like there is now. So what is the solution where Nike and Foot Locker can come together in sort of an agreement and both the businesses will profit from that agreement? Part of the reason Nike wants to pull out of Foot Locker is because they're not making nearly as much profit as they do if they just sold it directly off Nike. So when you're manufacturing a shoe, most of the shoes maybe cost $30, $40 to make per shoe. So take a Nike Dunk for an example. This shoe retails for $100. Let's say let's say to make it costs $30. Now, if they're selling it on their website, they're making that $70 on this shoe. But if they're selling it to Foot Locker, Champs, JD Sports, then they're not able to sell that for $100 because JD Sports or Finish Line, Foot Locker has to make their profit and still sell this shoe for $100. So Nike sells the shoe to them for maybe $65, which, if you think about it, Nike's losing $35 of profit on every pair of Dunks that they sell. So that's why Nike wants to pull out of Foot Locker. But, which technically for Nike that would be a good thing for them to pull out of Foot Locker. But obviously that's going to hurt Foot Locker a lot if they completely pull out of Foot Locker. Especially, it hurts Nike the most on hype shoes like Dunks that always sell out and Jordans that always sell out. Now, if Nike has a pair of Vapor Maxes that retail for $200, they cost $40 to make. That's $160. But I see that I can go on Nike website and buy a pair of Vapor Maxes at any time. So they're not selling all those pairs. They still have some of those pairs sitting around. So now what Nike could do is take some of those Vapor Maxes that won't sell out and sell them to Champs, Foot Locker, Finish Line, JD for $120, so that they're still making guaranteed if they make it for $40, their $80 profit, instead of where you have shoes sitting on their website where that's not making them any profit, that's losing them $40 because they're just sitting there. So that definitely does help out Nike even more, so that they're not having stock sitting around not making them money at all. But obviously, even at Foot Locker, yes, pairs of the Vapor Maxes per se will sell, but they're not going to sell out at Foot Locker. So Foot Locker's paying that $120 and selling them for $200. So on the pairs they do sell, they're making $80. But on those pairs they don't sell, they're still sitting. So really, there's no way for both companies, the retailer and the Nike, which I guess is a retailer also, but there's no way for them both to sell every single pair and make the most amount of profit without having some kind of potential loss. Now, if you're Nike, obviously you would want to sell the hype shoes on your website, all of the hype shoes on your website, and those hype shoes only on your website, so that you're making the most amount of money. But Foot Locker's not interested in only buying shoes that are just going to sit on shelves. So if I was Nike, I'd give Foot Locker maybe 1 out of every 4 Dunks that releases. And Dunks release all the time. They release probably 3, 4, 5 colorways a month. So Foot Locker's still getting one of those shoes that will sell out every month. But in that deal, you're also giving them some Vapor Maxes, some Nike basketball shoes that you know won't sell out, so that you're still making guaranteed profit on those shoes. That would be my approach. That would make it sort of a happy medium, an agreement that helps both sides and doesn't put Foot Locker out of business. Because obviously Nike's making the shoes, so Nike's not going to go out of business. People aren't going to stop buying Nikes even if they do pull out of Foot Locker and such. They'll just have to go online and buy those Nikes. But I mean, that would be my solution, is allocate some of the stock of the Dunks and some of your stock that won't sell. And also, if you have more pairs on Nike sneakers, then you have a lot higher chance of hitting on the Nike sneakers draws. Whereas if there's 100,000 pairs of this shoe made, you have 20,000 going to Foot Locker, 20,000 going to Finish Line, 5,000 to Undefeated, 5,000 to Union, like that. And then Nike app is only left, or Nike sneakers is only left with 40,000 pairs instead of 100,000 pairs. So if there's 100,000 pairs on every Dunk release, then Dunks will obviously be a lot easier to get for retail, which in my experience, I've gotten 1 pair of Dunks for retail in a year and a half of trying to get Dunks for retail. And no, it was not these. It was the Court Purple Dunks, which I did get and I did sell because I don't own any purple clothing. Not that if I had something I would wear them with, I would wear those Court Purple Dunks, but I didn't. This is the only Dunk I have at the moment, and I did buy these for like $140. But that's off topic. So that is my solution to the Nike versus retailers Foot Locker problem. Let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know what y'all would do if you were in Nike or Foot Locker situation. How you think there's the solution to the problem. Yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Tell me if you like these videos where I'm talking about something other than a specific sneaker, where I'm talking about something that's going on in sneaker culture, per se. But yeah, have a good day, y'all. Peace.